Greetings and salutations. Welcome to our British Wonderkids list. Now, I've spent a ton of time pulling all these together. I hope you've watched the goalkeeper and the defenders video. Admittedly, the goalkeepers was slim pickings this year, guys, got to admit, but, you know, what can we do? I wanted to try and include the best around British, but also make sure to include, you know, at least even the best from, say, Ireland and Scotland as well, even if maybe they weren't quite as good as the young English talents. There are still some good ones. So now we're on to strikers. So these are players under 21. So we'll miss out on some of the sort of big talents that we all know of. And what I wanted to include in this list as well is not just players that are going to be world beaters, and if you wanted to buy them, they're going to cost you 70 million, like Raheem Sterling, first in the list there. I wanted to include somebody that actually you might be able to afford if you're a championship club, or, you know, a lower Premiership club, or even a League One club at a push. You know, there's a couple there that could possibly, and so it's useful to everyone. But I think they're all going to be big, bright talents. So we'll go through some. Raheem Sterling, he's not. It says 12 finishing, but I've watched him play for Liverpool for 2 seasons, and he's not 12 finishing. He did score a hat-trick for Man City, so I'm not bloody Judas. Raheem Sterling, yeah, great. He's going to cost you an arm and a leg if you want to get hold of him. Next up is the Man United striker James Wilson. Really, really good young player. He's going to be an England international. He's absolutely rapid, with really good finishing. Likes to round the keeper, which is a unusual one, but I quite like. Moves into channels, which is okay. And he's only, like I said, only 19. He's going to be a beast. Enough said. Next up, we've got Collier Woodrow. He's, how old is he? 20 years old, plays for Fulham, a striker. I've heard of him for a few years in that real life now. He hasn't really broke through to the sort of top level, but he's absolutely quality still in Football Manager. He's a decent all-round player without being exceptional. There's nothing, you know, the important finish, like stats for a striker, right? Finishing, first touch, composure, off the ball. They're all 14 and 13, which is great for a 20-year-old. His pace he's not the quickest. Plays with back to goal, which might be something you like or you don't, but he's a good penalty taker, which is always nice to have in the team, and a good all-rounder. His mentals are all good without any real weaknesses in his game. Definitely one that can make the Premiership and do well. Next up, we briefly covered him in a previous video in the midfielder video, but he's definitely more of a striker. Chuba Akpom, going to be a beast. He's only 19 years old. Acceleration 18, pace 16, determination 16, work rate 14. He's resolute. He's going to improve loads. They all help to make sure he hits his potential. And he's still 6 foot. You think, you know, from those stats so far that he's going to be a little nippy striker, but actually he's 6 foot tall, so he's got decent heading at 12, finishing 13, first touch 11, composure 13, off the ball at 13. And he's only 19 years old. He's going to be an absolute quality player. Next up, we have Adam Armstrong, currently playing for Coventry, on loan from Newcastle. Another pacey striker. This is the nippy striker we're talking about. 5'8" tall. So he's definitely more on the ground. He's only got 9 heading. But absolute rapid. 15 acceleration, 16 pace. His striking stats are a little bit... He's only 18, remember. So his striking stats are a little bit lower, but a ton of time to work on those things. Finishing's 13. First touch 11. Composure 12. Off the ball 12. Decision making is 11, determination is 13. He's going to be an absolute beast of a player. Might be quite hard to prize him away from Newcastle. Likes to try and beat the offside trap is his preferred move, which I really like for pacey players, because if they do, they're away. So you just need a good composure for that, which is 12. So I think he's going to be an absolute beast of a player. Some really good young British strikers this year. It's good to see. Che Adams, we covered him more in our midfielder video. He's a winger, but can play up front. His finishing is 12, first touch 11, composure 11, off the ball's 12. So he's got all those main striking stats, but he can play as a wing as well. If you're going to play him on the wing, I'd play him as more of an inside forward, definitely. But you can equally fill in those. Good sort of maybe impact player from the bench. And he's currently playing at Sheffield United, so it's better somebody you could definitely pry away for a decent price. Next up, we have Devonte Cole, who's on loan from Man City. Another rapid striker, 6'1", so he's a little bit taller. Can't head for shit though. He needs a little bit more work than the others we've looked at. I don't think he's quite the quality. But because he's at Man City, these are the sort of players I like to, if I'm a Championship or I'm a League One team, that I like to add to my shortlist and just wait, because they're probably not going to make it at Man City. So maybe in a year or two, you might be able to pick those when their contract runs out, or cheap because they just want to offload him from the books, or loan him, even that sort of thing. So he's definitely one to look out for. Next up, we have Mason Bennett, who's a 19-year-old Englishman. His physicals are ridiculous for a 19-year-old. Currently playing for Derby. The rest of his game is a bit average. As you can see, it's not fantastic. He's got good determination, but all those important striker stats definitely need some work. But he's only 19, so you can improve him. Get him a good tutor. Get him some game time. He could definitely become a really good player. I don't think he's ever going to be a world beater. There's just too much work to be done on those mentals and technicals, but still a really good player. Next up, we have Reese Cox. We covered him more in the winger sort of video. Although it says his natural position is a striker, and he can play on the wing, if you look at his stats, he's not really a natural striker. He's got a finishing of only 8. His first touch is 12, which is okay, but his composure is 7. His off the ball's 11. He's definitely not. I wouldn't class him so much as a striker. If you're going to play him striker, you're going to need to put a lot of work in. But he's got decent physicals. He's only 18. He is one of the brightest Irish talents, to be fair. Currently playing for Kilmarnock on loan from QPR. Determination 17, so he's going to definitely get the ball. I think you could play him as a striker, but you just need to put a ton of work into finishing and composure, especially, to get that up. Next up, we have Jason Cummings. Now, if you've been watching my lead save, you'll know I love this guy. I think he is a monster, and he is cheap. I picked him up for $500,000. He's 19 years old. He's Scottish. He's currently playing for Hibs. You can, like I said, you can pick him up for $500,000 or less. He's got really good physicals. He's pacey, and he's got all the main stats as you want as a striker. He's got 15 finishing. His first touch is weak at 9. That's something that needs to be worked on. But composure 14, concentration 14, off the ball 16. He's a good penalty taker. He's good at long shots. I think this guy is absolute quality, and he's been tearing it up in my lead save. He is my main striker already. Yeah, buy him. He's good. And it's good to see a Scottish player, that's got a big future. Next up, we talked about him briefly, Tyler Roberts, in the midfielder video, but he's definitely more of a striker. He's only 16. He's Welsh, so it's really good to have a bright Welsh talent. Playing for West Brom youth team. As quick as lightning. Already decent technicals for a 16-year-old, remember. Finishing 13. First touch is 12, composure's 10, and off the ball is 12. That is brilliant strike for a 16-year-old, remember. I think if you nurture him and cuddle him and look after him, maybe not cuddle him because that's kind of iffy nowadays, nurture him and look after him, he could become a beast of a player. And it's so great to see a Welsh player have that sort of talent. Next up, we have an Irish player now. We've got Liam Kelly. I talked about much more in the other video because he's more of a natural attacking midfielder, but I will briefly run across his striker stats because they're actually pretty decent. He's not the quickest player, and he's a short ass, 5'6". He's only 19 years old, but he's got decent striker stats as well. 11 finishing, 14 first touch, which is lovely. Composure's 12, off the ball's 13. He's the sort of impact player you could have on the bench and use in any of those positions, in midfield, in attacking midfield or striker. He's definitely got another one with a big future, and it's great to see another Irish player, and he's on loan at Cork City from Reading. And finally, we have the mighty Russian Hepburn Murphy, valued at £22,000. And this was a little sort of gem I found. Remember, he's 16 years old, so always bear that in mind when looking at the stats, especially physicals, because they'll always go up with age. So You know, they're gonna rise quite quickly. But he's already really pacey. 14 finishing, first touches only 7, composure 10, off the ball 10. His decision making is a little bit poor, but his flair's good, his teamwork is good, his work rate is good. I think he's going to be an absolute quality player, and somebody, his contract's running out at the end, what is it, 2 seasons he's got for contract for, but I think he is going to be quality. I don't think he's going to be the next Ronaldo, but I think he's going to be a beast. Remember, 16 years old. Did he come through the Aston Villa Youth Academy? Yes, he did. He even played a senior game in the Premiership last season. You know, this is how highly they rate him. And I think he could be a really good talent. Right, and that about sums it up. Please let me know in the comments if there's any other players I've missed or players you particularly like or you've bought in your games, and tell me how they've progressed. That'd be fantastic. Hope you've enjoyed the series. I did a Wonderkid series, but I wanted all the way along to make a sort of more in-depth British Wonderkid series, because it's so easy to get carried away with buying the next sort of 16-year-old Brazilian. But actually, in your games, if you're managing in England, try and nurture some of the British talents. See how many England regulars you can get in your team. That's one of the sort of side challenges I introduce to a lot of my games, is bringing through those British talents. So give it a go. Let me know what you think, guys. Thank you very much. If you've got any ideas for other series or you want me to show other stuff, just let me know in the comments. I'm happy to sort of accommodate what you guys want. And I'll see you in the next video. Check out my Leeds save and my Liverpool save. I haven't been sacked in either yet. That's a bonus. I love you all. Bye-bye.